Although I haven't been able to get into Imagination Network just yet, but sometimes it takes a few tries.
Yeah, I see you are on the proxy at least, so.
Nice. Drop a link and let people know. There we go.
We've got plenty of animation, but still stuck on Net Connect.
Oh, I was able to get in.
Might go for another minute or so before trying again. Usually when it works, it happens in like, 10 seconds.
I was even able to have my streaming software up while I did it.
Wow.
I know, how cool.
It's pretty random.
Fleetfoot. Nice.
What, my character?
Yep.
Yeah.
I switched over to Twinion now since I beat Yserbius on Medieval Lands.
How different are they?
Twinion is very different. Twinion almost seems as if it's designed to be played solo until you get to like almost level 30. No problem, David. David says he's running late. Kid's got to go down first.
Gotta go down.
I understand. You have to take them down sometimes. It looked like it was like you were connected whenever I joined up at first there, Crow. I saw your name in the in proxy list.
Yeah, I see you guys too on the in proxy, but the actual program isn't going any further than that.
Sometimes it connects to the proxy but doesn't let you in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this time there's a lot of lag on the CPU. Yep, I'm in.
I was going to say, I see your name now. Hey, God, Secret Agent.
Okay, Sword Swamp, right?
Yep.
I guess I'll leave the party again, so you guys can hide behind me.
Oh, I need 24,000 to a level. All right.
Mine wasn't nearly that high, was it? 6,000.
Thieves gain levels like rockets. That's what I found. Also, Twinion's a lot different. I knew this, but I didn't realize how stark the difference was. The game just doesn't throw spells at you at regular intervals. Like, you'll gain like 6, and you got to find the rest. Which is really vicious. But it's much better balanced. Like, you're not constantly like hitting like, oh, okay, I can kill everything in this room. Let me go to the next one. Nightmares, that kind of thing. It's not happening.
I see David's already on the proxy. Are we going to wait for him?
No, he says he's got to put the kids down, so he'll be running late. So, well.
All right. I guess he just opened it then.
Hey, miss. No, we usually start on Tuesdays. We start at 8.
Where are we going?
Well, when David joins, there is one place I want to check a little bit later, which is the prison, because there's one place for leveling that's really consistent and solid, gives you a lot of experience, and is pretty easy.
Should we try and go get some more nunchucks?
Oh, the death things, that's nice. Uh-oh, Darker Mist is resubbing. Thanks for the resub. I appreciate it, buddy.
They were at the middle of the soldiers' quarters, right?
Yes, they were. Oh, that's a good point.
Seem to recall you had to do something weird to get there, though.
I have to go around that. Well, I don't have to go all the way around. I guess I can just go in through here.
Correct. Because you're a thief. And a good one. Ah!
Nothing special.
I accidentally
You
attacked the
didn't
wrong
attack
thing.
in front of you.
Yeah, I made the mistake. It's been a week. And a long one at that. Right in front of me. Got it this time. Hi, Deacon Gia. The quest today is to explore and level. That's what... At least that's what I would describe it.
Oh, wait.
That's what will take us to the prison. That's the door that we'll head down a little bit later.
What is the prison?
The prison is... it's a shortcut up to King Cleowin's throne room. That's one great thing about it. Actually, it's one of the biggest benefits of it, because we will have to do the Cleowin quest, and that's probably something we should be able to tackle today.
Yeah. Probably our overall goal for tonight.
At least to get started, so that way we know where we're headed. Because with those extra nunchucks, we probably will be able to beat Cleowin's ghost.
The nunchucks were death darts, is that right?
Yeah, like level 11 or something like that. It was some absurd.
This is different.
Okay, Dwarf Knight told me he encountered polar bears and ice lions deep in the dungeon. Whoever heard of polar bears and ice lions living inside an active volcano? That's actually a pretty reasonable complaint.
Alright.
The best part about them also is that you fight them in the lower levels, and they are very squishy by the time you get to them. They go down to, like, almost everything. Well, that was about par for the course.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so much fun.
Reasonably good experience, but once you start getting into like the 20,000s for your level up, it really does slow down a little bit.
A little bit.
Just insane. I never get tired of that, by the way. I'm just in the background here. I'm helping. Look at me go. I'm so proud. I felt like it was right around here in this area.
I don't remember if it was up or down.
Dire wolves.
Direwolf holds something in its mouth. I don't know what this one was.
Missed Easter service was very nice and also completely exhausting. Can ask Mrs. P.R. Miller about that one. I crashed immediately the moment I got home.
We found some nunchucks.
Yeah, that's them, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't get them on the one. I wonder if it's because I'm using them.
You already have one.
Yeah, I've already got them equipped.
Okay.
Okay, so that was it. That was all we had to go to. That wasn't even that bad.
Hail! How much experience was that doggy fight anyway? 233, not that much.
Now, we're at the point with our team that we probably should be hitting up the prison for levels. There's like there's fights in there that should, if everything is equal, give us over 1,000 experience pretty regularly. Hey, G-Funk.
Yeah, let's just try. No, okay.
To answer that, Mist, yes at the beginning, and yes the crash at the end, but in the middle I'm usually pretty good.
I missed.
It happens.
Especially the second part of that bow. Don't worry, we got him. And Crow, you made it happen at the end. So how you guys doing?
Oh,
Okay, so far.
I'm doing all right.
Tomorrow will be my first dose of the vaccine.
Oh, nice. My wife just randomly got a message 2 days ago. Hey, come over to our vaccination site. We've got them. You can sign up now. So she just got her first one today.
Nice.
ATM machine says he got his today. Or they got theirs today. I can't tell from ATM machine. It could be there. So. They just go down so quickly. I just...
Let me reorganize my inventory a little bit.
Few months, G-Funk. G-Funk says a few months off from getting his in Australia. I wondered how other countries were handling the vaccines.
Oh, this is this.
Oh, I remember this place.
We already cleared this out, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do, unless there's something to the north.
I'm not... I don't think there is. At least if there is, there's nothing quest-related up that way. It would just be treasure. And as we've seen, gold is worthless.
Gonna be working on Quest for Glory 2 speedruns. Starting tomorrow.
EGA?
Yeah.
Good. And the reason I say good, it's not because I like that one more or anything like that. It's just, that game needs more love. Because I don't give it enough love. Because it's not faster in the collection, so...
What's in the bottom left corner here, do you know?
There's a door to... I think it's the mausoleum.
Okay.
I think? Yeah.
Aura is magic protection, right?
Correct.
I know we can just
switch
stab
to
them.
physical attacks.
Okay, Sword of Lightning. That's probably not very strong as a magic item.
No, if it's using lightning, it wouldn't be. Miss says he didn't think it was too hard of a game, or all he had to do was wait for 10 minutes in it.
You should have seen me yesterday waiting around for 21 minutes.
I read that on
3 times
Discord.
in a row, and then not realizing I hadn't turned up the speed.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that. You start wondering, like, you start thinking to yourself, what have I done? What happened? Like, why is this so different? And it's about that moment that you realize all your life's mistakes. And
I realized it when I tried to jump across the river in the cave and fell straight in. I was like, oh, the difficulty is not on easy.
oh, you did the river jump?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have probably cast. This is interesting. I accidentally casted Resuscitate on Crow there, which was interesting.
We weren't paying much attention.
Well, you were there, and then it jumped.
Killed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then the remainder ran away, so we're okay, I guess.
All right, I got you here. I got you. You should be back to life now.
Alright. I need to be carrying more MP potions and not HP potions.
I forgot you were doing the glitchless run. Ah.
Yes. Yeah, I can't just use anything on the rocks and then just walk right over the river. As funny as that is to watch.
It's still so funny to me that it hid for that long. I mean, that glitch is like 6 months old. Like, it's really something we should have found right away.
Bestial axe.
We got one of those really earlier.
Yeah.
Way earlier. Oh yeah, these guys. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna cast shield on you. Which won't work until the next turn.
I didn't recharge my mana.
Alright, you definitely need this. Okay, we're okay.
Well, sure.
Relatively speaking.
Alright, we're good.
We're fine. We're
You
fine.
yourself. Okay, I see.
I'm healing you guys. I'm healing you guys. Don't worry. All healed up.
I do have HP potions, so
Okay.
as long as I don't die, I should
King
be okay.
Hobgoblin here.
These should be okay.
I don't know about that.
Whoa.
Oh,
They destroyed the crow. with
Poor
death darts.
And you. Nice. Okay, well, now what?
I'm out of MP.
Crow it is.
I am not, for whatever that's worth.
Oh,
It wasn't worth much.
I was like, we should be fine. No problem. Total party wipe. Oh, that's funny.
That happens.
Have any stats in
Yeah, I spent yesterday, like, a lot of time working on getting the run to the actual money changer down. Because I have to do that right at the start.
Gotcha. Yep.
Which is pretty much the main point of glitchless, is just not to sell the beards.
I mean, you still need to at least... You could get one. See, that would be glitchless if you were to run out into the desert first, go and get the beard, and then go back. That's glitchless.
How much money does one beard give you?
15. 15 gold.
I think I grabbed the wrong
My
party.
characters need way more money than that.
Yeah, but you could buy the map.
Is that really faster though? Because I have to go out and fight something. You have to talk to that guy outside the gate.
Was this competing against Bloody Changer?
Yeah,
Or is that...
yeah, going to the money changer manually, which is not that hard.
No.
Like, most of the turns are at the end of the road.
Which is the nice part. There's like one at the... that's in the middle, and as long as you run to the end of the map, you can pretty much just click down and get it.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was getting a mana elixir and just spaced out. Alright, I'm here.
There you are.
Okay.
Okay, so hobgoblins are mean. We've learned a lesson.
Oh, we can go try that again and
Here.
cast Sovereign on them.
They're over there. Those darned hobgoblins are everywhere.
I do have so much money that buying Sovereign Scrolls is nothing.
Nothing but helpful. Oh. Yeah, it stinks that buying the magic map doesn't put all those things, all those locations immediately on there, because then I would argue that it might be worth it to run out and get the map from the beard guy. From the dervish.
What do you mean?
if it put your
money for the map.
You wouldn't have the money for it. Okay, I see what you mean.
yeah, that was one of the big things in the tool assisted run was, is there a way to get the map faster? And in theory, I mean, no, there's really not. But I mean, if there was a way that like we could like force an encounter or something like that, I'm gonna cast shield on myself so I can bring you guys back if we need it. Oh, nice. Oh, that's what's doing it.
yeah, the king has death darts. I think we just have to wait until we have more HP. I don't think we can do this fight if he just keeps casting death darts. He gets away from the Sovereign Scroll.
Miss says, Crow, if you can see this, what happened to your stream earlier?
So, I don't know. Most of my internet connections seem to be working fine, and seems to continue to be working fine. However, for some reason, I just cannot connect to Twitch's server today. So, I mean, I can connect to it, but for like 30 seconds, and then it decides to crap out for like a minute, and then repeat. And that's not a good stream.
No.
Where should we go? I don't think we can do that right now.
Head to the prison. Let's do the prison. Let's see it. We'll get good experience. Head south.
South. Okay.
Yeah, back to where we were. It's just a different door. To do the hobgoblins one more time. One more time.
It's just normal goblins.
Yeah, thank God. I'm surprised there are king goblins here. I mean, you see those at the end of the game. In groups of like 6.
Whatever was back there was pretty good then.
Yeah, I forget.
And it was only one. It wasn't a group of king goblins. There's just the one, and he can destroy us because.
I mean, I do have blast. I could try just single targeting him.
That would probably kill it.
Question is, am I fast enough?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
Okay, what direction is it from here? We going?
Oh, if you're heading to the prison, you'll go back through those doors.
Oh.
Which?
Yep.
Where to from here? Because I only know the treasury exit.
There is. Let's see. Well, let's get out of this fight first.
Yep.
Still don't know what a sucking wound is.
Head south 1, and then turn east, and then head into the door. I'm sorry, west. You know, it doesn't matter. Right, left, west, east, right. I always get those wrong. Yep, that door.
Portal.
Yep.
Oh, we haven't even been here yet.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, whatever.
We're in a map with a wizard, a cleric, and a thief.
Hire MC Escher to provide the blueprints for his castle.
Wow, they did not survive.
No.
That was a good experience, too. Alright, you see that door that's in the distance there?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, head to that one. This is the fight I have curiosities about that I want to take a look at. Now, there is definitely one fight in here that we will not want to engage, and that's anything that involves a banshee. Banshees are killers.
Okay.
You guys have a lot of HP.
Yep. Well, we are handling these fights fairly well here.
Oh,
Fire bow? I don't know that I can even really make use of that.
I don't think I have the archery skill, and I don't think I get it till much, much later.
I could, but I'm kind of frontlining, and my sword's really good.
Alright. Yep. Now, when you turn this corner here, if you press up, that should be the fight.
Okay, well, let's take a look at it.
Leeches and spiders.
A lockpick. Okay.
Yeah, it's an orange lockpick. It'll bother you until you pick it up, so. Oh, that is nice.
600 experience.
Alright, not as much as I thought it was going to be. There must have been a bump in Medieval Lands. Either that or that was a... That actually looked like a low enemy count fight, but it could have just been me. That's one that's repeatable, so not a bad grinding spot. Considering it takes...
There's an inner part of that northern thing we should probably check.
Oh yeah, we can explore this whole area too.
Okay. We'll do it again.
700 that time. Let's fight the hobgoblins again. Miss says.
It worked so well the first 2 times.
Yeah, I know. Definitely. You know, all we needed was our barbarian. Where was he when we needed him? Let's fight.
Probably chilling in Barbary.
Ooh,
Oh, this is a better fight.
This is a much better fight. Especially because they're all dead. Look at that.
Let's make it a little easier.
1200.
There's nothing else in this room. It was just them.
Can you check if this is a repeatable fight?
I mean, it did the music, but I have to turn around every time.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Wait, let me check. Do I have enough? No. No, give me a second. Alright.
Oh yeah, this is a no-brainer for the fight, for a grindable fight then.
Oh, I have 49 mana points left.
Oh. And I already attacked. Luckily, Crow is a monster and kills 12 in one fell swoop.
I died instantly.
Yes, you did. I'm going to see if I can bring you back, and Crow will hail the rest off, and there you go. You should even get...
Oh, there were still 3 alive anyway.
What? Alright, alright.
Now I'm dead.
Let's try this again. We got him. We got it.
Okay, not quite as safe as it looks.
No, with 4 people, that's... I mean, especially if, in like 1 or 2 more levels, I'm going to learn hail also.
Oh.
And once we got 3 hails, I mean, come on, that thing's...
You have much better MP than I do as well.
Yeah, I'd be able to cast it 7 or 8 times by that point. Oh, at least 8, yeah. Oh, we don't have to keep grinding here unless you want to.
One more.
One more time. Oh, it's because you're like, what, like 2 experience away now?
Yeah, I'm probably going to level up as soon as we
Good for you. No, I don't blame you. Half this game is just one big grind fest, what I've found, as you get to the lower. Now, it becomes less of one whenever you have a bigger party. I really think a party that is early 40s could handle the end game.
Are there going to be traps down here?
No, there's no traps. There's just, I mean, all the traps that are here are big bad monsters. Max party size is 4, Mist. And Blazing, good to see you.
Lots of doors. I'm going to assume that the majority of them lead nowhere.
Most of them. It is a prison.
Banshees. By fighting no banshees, like you said.
If we can't run away from a banshee, Crow, you said you have blast.
I do.
That is definitely the spell. That is definitely the fight to use it on.
Wait, hold on.
You sure it's not time for a light shroud?
Oh, I don't. It won't matter. If I cast, I'll cast level 12 shield. It'll still do damage through it.
Oh.
Just getting a rough sketch of this map, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That is more banshees than I can blast.
Oh, that would have been so awful.
like the layout of this map.
It's pretty simple.
That is 3 banshees.
God, thieves are awesome.
4.
I don't think I necessarily have an enhanced ability to flee.
Let me tell you, if it's anything like my percentage, you do.
Maybe.
It's either that or a God-given gift. Oh, man. I'm even playing a thief now in Twinion, and I can't run from most things. It's awful.
Most of the doors come in like large arrays. The door to our right isn't that way.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was going to take a look at that one. It's like by itself. But it is right at the start, so maybe it doesn't go anywhere. We'll take a look.
Oh, no!
I died.
Come back.
Those skeletal rangers
Oh,
are actually really powerful.
Oh,
Apparently so.
Lately.
what are you just attacking this?
I'm attacking, yeah.
Alright, let's see if I can...
Yeah, it missed.
Alright, good, it hit me. Let's see if I can protect us slightly. Nice. Good job.
We just put up the Stormwind.
Ah,
Banshee.
this guy has a hand. Was
That
it,
might be,
it was just one banshee? Maybe we could have handled that.
We might have been
the ranger was
okay.
scary too.
It wasn't a required fight, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's any Banshee fights in here. No King Goblins. No King Goblins.
Alright.
The first thing I'm looking at on the roster.
Yeah,
Any King
yeah.
Goblins. Holy
The 3
smokes.
silver
that was a
ogres
lot of
destroyed
damage.
me, though. And the hobgoblins
They still have
are
magic.
destroying
Apparently, jeez.
it.
Okay, we survived. And then Crow wiped out half of the map. Yeah, exactly. Ah, no. We got this one. Not so powerful without your kings, are you?
Wand of Radiance. Perhaps it'll give us a light shroud.
If I'm a betting man, I would say that is absolutely what it would do.
Are you a betting man?
Nah, not often. Only whenever I know I'll win.
We good?
Yep.
Okay.
Which isn't really a bet then, it's more like cheating, but...
Alright, alright. Anything in the middle? Nope. Alright, it was just that Wand of Radiance fight then. And this Banshee fight that appears like half the time.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's only one like fixed fight that I can think of that is definitely something we should not tackle. There's one with hell wolves in here, and yeah, they're not nice at all. Like on their own, one would definitely kill us in one shot.
And this way to see what else is in here. This place is... Okay, this is much different than the rest of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Crab walk, go.
You know, I'm starting to not be scared of banshees because you succeed every time. I
mean, we were running away from all the undead in the treasury too.
That's true. I mean, all that goes to say is just you are my best friend. I think that's all that there is to it. I mean,
let's get not in that fight.
that would have been so funny if you would have failed to run there.
Somebody killed it right there. I was thinking about that too.
Oh my gosh. You're like, no pressure, but You're the only reason we're alive right now. Oh, gosh.
Oh. This one might be required. Nope.
If you see that pit in the center there, that's actually... use your imagination. It's not a pit. It's actually an elevator.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just checking out all these little cubby holes.
Yeah, that elevator there will take us up to...
Wait,
Cleo...
it goes up?
Yes,
Okay.
it'll take us up to Cleowin's throne room.
Oh,
Okay.
that's pretty nice.
And whenever we finally go to go kill the ghost, that'll be the way that we take.
We need to focus those rangers.
I'll get rid of a bunch of stuff first.
I should cast energy field from now on. First thing.
See. Yeah, I'd probably just hail for maximum damage.
Okay, we'll be fine now.
Yeah.
Great experience down here.
Which is odd because the undead and the treasury were a terrible experience.
That's
Yeah.
fair, yeah. Well, I mean, we've actually run from most of the undead. It seems to be the cobras, the leeches, and the black widow spiders that give us most of our EXP.
I've been paralyzed.
But you won't be hurt because I've continued to cast energy field. So you've got a couple turns to get rid of that paralysis. Or maybe I should do that for you, I'm thinking.
I got it.
You got it?
I can move again.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Are we going to have to scour? Oh.
Oh, there you go.
It happened.
Okay.
It's also a lot of skeletal rangers, so...
I'm going to energy
Okay.
field, and I would blast those banshees.
Yep. Blast number 1 incoming.
First time. Wasn't...
It didn't die to a 1600 damage attack.
That's why I said, if you can run, because you get a chance to run every turn. Now, here we go.
Hey.
All right, let me bring you back up,
I'm
Crow.
dead, I think.
There you go. I'm down to my last healing pot, just to let you know. Or my mana pot.
I have a few extras, so when you run out, let me know. I can start handing some to you.
Cool. I mean, really, we don't need them. I don't need them unless we need to, like, heal up, or, like, one of you guys die. That's pretty much the only time I need one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so there was just nothing at all in the whole bottom left quarter of this map.
Correct.
It's just a straight walk to this one thing.
Yep. And it's a very useful thing. Now, if you turn to the left and head up... Yep.
We've been here before.
Yes, we have.
From the other way.
And there is King Cleowin's palace. Now, on the other side of this pit, which we can't get to from here, we've got to go the whole way around the palace, pretty much. That's where we would fight the ghost. Directly on the square, right across from the pit from where we are.
Is there other stuff we can find around here?
You can't just walk there.
Nope. You'll go back down to the prison. So,
Oh.
I think the gimmick was that it was like a trap door, and the king would throw people down there. But now you just use it. I don't know.
Well, I'm curious, because my detect says nothing special.
But it was wrong.
It's useless, because detect is at level 12.
If I cast True Seeing, it would probably show up.
Alright, so
Well, it's not a trap, it's a event,
Oh.
I guess.
Is that a special
Correct.
key?
Yes, that's the King's Domicile key.
Okay.
I never explored that place. I mean, I went in there. There was pretty much no reason for me to go there whatsoever except to get to one other place that I needed to go, so...
Those banshees? No, ghosts.
I'm still gonna energy field.
I'm still just gonna run because they don't give much experience from what I recall.
Yeah, we will have to fight.
And they still are dangerous.
Yeah.
Might as well get some of the map while we're here, right?
Yep.
Hi.
Right, so, hey.
Hi. Hey is for horses.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Oh, wait, there was something there.
Kicks a shield out of the way.
I'm in the game.
All right.
Swamp, right?
Yes.
Oh, you guys are both paralyzed. Oh, we've all been paralyzed. Okay.
Well, that's not good.
We're playing Final Fantasy 1 now.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all got ambushed by 9 cockatrices.
Zombies, actually.
I love that it says engaging action. That's the engaging combat. That's the last thing I would have used to describe it, but...
And your energy field went off, so they haven't done anything to us since then.
Gonna cast the... There we go. Oh, a round shield. That was not worth it. Alright, so David's in. I think we need to TP back, huh?
Wait. There was something.
Alright.
Oh, runes on the wall.
I can probably read that. There were runes on the wall. Hat you see is not all A's. Hat is Ria.
Okay.
That's not
very useless.
particularly it's elucidating.
What could it mean?
It means teleport.
Ooh, wow, that was a lot of experience.
Adabes has reached level 11.
I got level 13.
I'm only 6k away. Exploring that prison was pretty darn lucrative. If it wasn't that interesting, it was definitely lucrative.
Oh, I got teleport.
What's going on here?
How many spells do I even need? I don't have the mana for most spells anyways. Oh well.
Yeah, I haven't picked up any new spells
Actually,
here.
I should get True Sing. Does True Sing, when you level it up, does it increase how much it costs?
Yes. But it never... I think the highest is level is like 42 mana.
I have a rock on a stick.
Gizmo's here.
I'm gonna put it to like level 4, and then I can at least use it to look past a door on my own screen at least.
Yeah, I have met level 12. That was pretty silly looking.
Oh, Bard. I got the Bard ability.
I never used it once.
It looks absolutely useless. It makes enemies confused, slower to attack, and more willing to flee.
I will say a lot of these things work a lot better in Twinion. Twinion, they definitely seemed like they knew what was going on with the game.
The main problem with skills is just that it costs a turn to use them most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, the passive ones are always worth it. I mean, if you're going to use them, that is.
Club's Axe is 12. And Athletic,
Excuse me.
12.
I'm leaving the party, David.
Oh.
Because I felt like joining you, David.
Is David going to be the leader now?
Yes.
There you go. That was a good vote.
I mean, we can't count on them to read, so we'll have them do other things.
Very well played.
Hey, I can put my hand down now.
I'm more of a gallon than a leader.
Fu Manchu TV almost finished Twinion. I've been playing through it on Medieval Lands right now, and I've made it pretty darn far. Well, if we're gonna tackle Cleowin, down through the prison is the fastest way to go. If we want to.
So is that down?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can handle it. I mean, we've got Death Dart nunchucks, so it's.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I forget where exactly I'm going.
Stop at this door and face it, and Kara should be able to open it. There we go. And then go around this corner once we kill all these dinosaurs and spiders, as is tradition.
I will kill. Well, nope, I will not kill a doggy. You didn't tell me to kill a doggy, so I didn't.
I targeted the wrong thing. There we go.
There we go, I did a damage.
A damage.
Just one. This door?
Nope, head down.
Oh, you head around the corner.
And then to the right.
Other way.
No.
Yeah, my other right.
Yeah, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this makes no sense. Ah, a bug! I dealt it a mortal blow.
Yes, a
Which of course deals wildly less damage than a normal strike.
Through the gateway you see stairs leading downwards. The stairs are rather long, at least 2 levels. Darn it, I'm going down 2 levels.
Well, back to level 10 for me. Actually, level 9, I guess.
Which way?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
see the gray dot on the left?
No, he wasn't in our party, so he doesn't have the map.
So in other words, he was the
Miller's-
perfect guy to be our leader.
You just gotta look at Miller's stream.
I'm looking at Miller's stream.
Perfect.
Okay, so, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, where
Go
did my
forward
map
until
go?
You turn left, and then ignore
it's
all
not.
the doors. Turn left again. Oh, and whenever you see banshees, run away.
Oh yeah, run.
Oh. So, I didn't run.
Oh gosh.
Well, I'm going to Aura, because I think that's the most I can do to us not dying.
I'm gonna energy field and cry.
Wow, those zombies are tough.
Yep, the Banshees killed Gizmo immediately. And retaliated.
Okay.
I got paralyzed.
Well, that was a riveting round of. This is why. Oh, those banshees.
Through energy.
Okay.
By the way.
I can move. I can't run though.
The Banshees can hit through energy field.
All right. Well, there's only one thing to do in this scenario right here, and I'm going to swear at them. Curse.
Can you cast teleport in battle?
Can't. Not that I'm aware of.
3 HP left.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna put this out there. You probably should have someone else as leader.
Should we assume that the thief can run away from battles faster?
It seems like that's the case.
Alright. Everybody hop on.
Okay.
You can G-Funk. In fact, we already have it, but it does less damage to undead than the normal damage spells do. So it's kind of like a moot offer.
It seems to be relevant whenever the only other spell you've got is lightning.
Yes.
And as soon as you learn anything else, it's just outdated.
Exactly. And lightning is outdated really quickly.
Squish the spider!
You got him.
Super squish the spider!
Never stood a chance against you. It's a bit of a curveball, the D&D people, G-Funk says. Yeah. Yeah, you're better off just assuming that nothing is undead. Just indiscriminately killing everything.
I like indiscriminately killing everything.
Oh, then you were built for Yserbius. Like like once we hit like level 20, there's pretty much like Crow will cast death darts every turn. The Thief, I don't know when they learn death darts, but they will. I will start casting death darts around 24. And then David will just stand up front and swing his axe as hard as he can and do as much damage as our death darts do to one thing.
It's more of a big rock on a stick.
Yeah, barbarians just don't care. They just deal damage and have a ton of hit points, a metric ton of hit points.
I like the metric system.
Like, you will, without a doubt, have the most hit points on the team. Like, you'll probably hit, like, 30,000 hit points by the time we get to the end. With 32 being the max cap.
Alright, so we just keep going where we were going.
What we need to do is head straight through that door that looked like it wasn't, Uh-oh.
Oh, those are ghosts.
Yeah, those aren't banshees.
Okay.
They're still pretty tough, though.
Yeah, the skeletal warriors stood up
They
to...
have tail.
I resisted poison. Yes. No, stop doing that, Gizmo.
Was it just me, or did they take 2 turns in a row?
It looked like it. Okay, I'm gonna try to cure up Gizmo, but
What happened?
actually, I'm thinking I should heal you, Kara, because
Did we, light shroud or shield up?
I did. I shield us up.
Energy
So-
field, but we're gonna still
The
die to
question
hell.
is, will we survive their magic?
Yeah, which light
So,
shroud?
should I light shroud?
Light
I don't know if
shroud.
that helps.
No, it only affects undead. Aura would be the spell to do for magic defense,
Oh, I don't have aura.
and I don't have it at a high enough level to matter.
Just
Okay, I'm gonna try hitting ghosts.
Oh, wait.
Or
Yes.
you just kill them, that also solves the problem.
Make sure we heal up before we start.
Man, it's
I'm
that
ready.
bad. I'm ready.
Okay, if you head towards the door that was locked that
Oh,
you
I'm
couldn't get
poisoned.
through.
Here?
It's... Yeah.
I
Okay,
can
there we
talk
go.
you a curing potion.
Oh no, I'm good now.
Oh, you're good?
Okay.
Alright, so this door.
That door. Do we have any way? Okay, good, we do. Straight ahead. Straight
I don't
ahead.
think it was locked.
And then down.
Can we ever interact with these pillars?
There is one that was coming up that we will interact with. Head down.
There's a lot of ghosts.
Oh, boy.
Can we run?
Ghost cast magic, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm going to... Okay.
There you go.
I think we may have gone the wrong way, actually. Okay, so head back into the last room.
Sure.
Up, and then right. And now
Go
down.
around a bit
Oh.
more. More ghosts. There we go.
There we go, yeah, yeah. Now head left. Straight ahead. And then
Is there a
down.
door past that pillar?
There's your pillar. And you just need to unlock it. Now there's going to be some fights we can't avoid in this corridor. There's 2 that we can't. Against nightmares and against some skeletal fun. These guys hit pretty hard at this level.
I'm hitting in front of me. They take a lot of damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of them are dead, and some of them have taken 480.
I'm dead.
Okay. I got
But
you.
he got behind, so when he revives, he won't be hit without the shield.
Yep. And the shield should last long enough that we should get through this.
Slinging ice balls at them.
Nice.
Oh, I'll try that.
All hail the magic user.
That's what
Or the
the lightning
magic
user.
user hails all.
Yeah, they take some. They've got some hit points.
Quite a lot of them.
Now they're starting to die.
Just notice I have the fireball spell. I don't remember if I had that before.
Fireball is definitely worth it to get big. That's a better version of Stormwind.
Okay.
That wasn't too bad.
Nah.
A bestial axe. What does that do?
Nothing worth it.
So my regular Warhammer's better?
Almost certainly. I mean, you could check the stats, but I'm pretty sure the Warhammer's better.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Okay, I'll wait.
Uh,
You weren't caught in
5,
all of
6,
it.
88. And the Warhammer's way better. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to stop using elixirs of health and just ask for healing.
You can do that. We should be able to run from this.
They were just ghosts anyways.
The next skeleton fight that comes up, it's not this one. But it is in this hall.
Spooky fights.
Yep, this one we can't run from.
Hopefully.
These guys cast magic? I think they do, right?
They all look the same.
I don't know. Sure. I don't know.
Okay, I'll cast Aura,
Okay.
in case they do.
I cast saw.
Someone else gets Light Shroud, and then we should be okay.
Wait, so do we have shield and light shroud covered?
I have shield up, going up.
Yeah, okay. I've got Aura. If you
Okay,
want to do a Light Shroud, use your chance.
This is your
I'm
opportunity.
doing a light shroud.
Or you can just control, I guess that works too.
I did that. I don't think it worked. Oh, no, it worked on some of them.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. Oh wow.
Actually, most of them.
Yeah, there's like one set that didn't get hit by it. Only the party leader can move the party. Blazing.
I'm the one leading over here.
And right now we trust the thief because they run away with 99% accuracy.
Apparently.
Not the barbarian who goes charging into battle and gets everyone killed.
Armor suit.
That is definitely worth it if you can use it, and you should take it anyway. If I think it sells for like 35,000.
Yeah, I remember. We've found this before.
Oh, nice.
5, 6, 6.
Okay, that was the last required fight before Cleo went.
Cool.
Okay,
Really?
give me a bit.
Okay.
Not usable
Anything
by
we
my guild.
prepare item-wise or strategy-wise before Cleo?
Crow and I should get to the back. We will definitely... I would not waste time with you casting Aura. Crow, I would immediately start blasting the king in the background, because the ghosts up front aren't that bad. For anybody that has hollowed nunchucks, now's the time to start using them. In fact, Crow, if you're able to pass hollowed nunchucks to Gizmo, that might be a better strategy.
I suspect I'm not allowed to, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's probably.
That's probably...
That item may not be traded.
There you go, that's why. It's definitely still worth it for you to cast Blast, though, because Cleowin in the background has just that much HP, and it'll probably take you 2 or 3 to take him down.
Okay.
And no, Blazin, you would start at the beginning. You have to join up where the party is actually gathered. So, if you were to join in right now, Blazin, you would have to wait until we got back to you. No, stay on this bottom row here.
Just stay at the bottom.
Yep,
Okay.
just keep going. And then turn towards the pit.
Echoes of ghostly laughter mock you.
Here we go. There he is in the background.
And 12 ghosts, which isn't actually that bad.
No, it's not horrible. I'm gonna energy field us. And
And
blast.
they only have the MP for one blast.
Well, you've also got the hollowed nunchucks, so that'll definitely... Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, the hollow nunchucks do more than hail does.
Wow.
Those ghosts have so many attacks.
It's actually a little broken.
Cast.
We survived. I just want to say, GG, guys. We survived. I'm going to start using my nunchucks now.
One hit. One turn. Or a useful
nunchucks.
Energy field does it.
Oh, there's Cleowin left. Look at this.
Okay.
I am going to start healing people. Get them. Just wail on them.
Trying to think.
If you've got enough for lightning, it's worth it now. Yep.
That is sort of fire. That is sort of fire.
Okay, I'm gonna heal me just to make sure that we're okay.
Fireball still.
Got him!
I got him.
Take that ring.
Okay.
We need that ring.
Okay, King Ring. Heal
That is
all
a-
potion is, I'm sure, nice.
Look at man. I thought we'd handle this at the end, but you guys are just such champs.
Is the ring something we should wear, or?
No, I don't think it adds any stats or anything, but it is a quest item, and we need it. It acts as a key.
Yeah, I remember we got a list of 3 items related to the king that we had to put onto some set of things in a
Yes.
particular order, and I think the mausoleum was it?
Head straight ahead. Also, 1 step. Oh no, not 1 step. Sorry. That's okay. No, that's all right. We definitely want to head back to where Cleowin was, though. So if you turn around and head back up, and we'll head back to where we heard the ghostly laughter.
Okay.
And we should get a big boost of experience once we do that.
Okay, I was going to say, because the fight was only like 1,000 experience.
No, yeah. You end up getting some quest experience, I believe, for doing it the first
We're
time.
gonna
So
have to do those fights again.
yeah, we'll have to handle those fights, but we've proven we can.
Do we have to fight Cleowin again?
No, we don't. We shouldn't have to. I don't think this one's map set. There are some quests that are map set. Like the actual end Cleowin one, where we begin to put his stuff into the mausoleum. If we warp out at any time, we have to recollect all the items again. It is a nightmare. It's not fun. So we got to be ready to go for it. Like, we need to be ready. Gosh, Thief, you are so consistent. But this is what I mean by this party. Like, I mean, we are probably about 5 levels under where I was whenever I beat him the first time. Having a party matters. Like, all right, nightmares.
Hail!
Oh, you took one out. Nice. That sucked.
They also took one out. They took 2 out, actually.
All right. Well, we're alive. I am going to try to bring you guys back since you're behind now. I love those shield spells. They are so darn useful. If only they worked on the first turn you cast them on, because that would make sense. That would be even
Those seem
better.
a little weird. They don't take effect.
Medieval Lands fixed that.
There you go.
Oh wow, you just busted out the nunchucks there.
I figured, why not? I mean, this one was way more difficult than the skeletons were for us, so...
I need healed and cured.
Okay, let me get you. I got you. Let me see. Let me know if that worked. Did medic work?
You are cured.
Nice.
Yes.
Double check your... Just make sure.
Well,
Hey, got the
said
mode.
you are cured, but I still have that icon on me.
Okay, then you still do. Then you were not cured, despite what it said. I'm trying.
What kind of an interface is that?
Nope. There we go.
Hey! First try. First try.
It has the exact same message 4 times and only the last one.
Unbelievable. It's because the higher levels... Uh-oh.
It's
Can't
close.
run.
Oh wait, I forgot. Sorry. I just thought of this was the fight we were doing. I went ahead and cast Sovereign.
Okay, well, your Sovereign hopefully will take control, so...
I killed 2 ghosts.
Oh, and the ghosts are starting to kill each other with the hail. Nice,
That
thank
really
you.
ran away.
And they ran
I greatly
away!
prefer them casting hail on each other than on us.
I think we got everything except for one of the skeletal warriors. Yellow. There's the one.
Okay.
Energy field.
Light Shroud.
Oh, that is so... I think they nerfed control in Medieval Lands, but because in this, it is broken like I remember it. Properly broken.
I have nothing else to spend money on other than mana potions.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it's... Alright, just keep heading forward, and we should see Cleowin's ghost and have some dialogue. Here he is.
Whoa, that's a lot of dialogue.
Okay.
Alright. Who's voice
Here's
acting
all-
this one?
here- Find the tapestry and read. Start your quest.
Oh, you guys- Oh, very good heroes.
We also have to find his body, apparently.
That is much, much, much later. Endgame levels of later.
Alright, I'll get it out. Very good, heroes. You have proven your strength in battle. Know that I am the spirit of King Cleowin, called the Cruel. I set you a quest. The imps who serve Arnakian have stolen my crown, robe, and scepter. I want them back. Return them to their proper places in my mausoleum, and I shall reward you. If you keep my possessions, I shall curse you. I give you gold to dull your greed. I earned Arnakian's enmity because I tried to wrest his secrets from the buried castle. I almost succeeded, but the spirit of the wizard tracked me down and killed me. I'd be grateful if you can find my body and place it in my mausoleum. Then perhaps my spirit can rest in peace. But first, you must return my possessions to me. Then I shall let you continue your journeys. Take my ring as seal of your promise. Go, heroes, find the tapestry and read. Start your quest.
Alright, this is the point where we would head to the Rune Room. And the Rune Room is where most of, actually all 3 of the items that we're looking for are. It's a nasty room, but if we beat this, we should be able to handle it.
Where is that?
We were there once before, and we fought some cockatrice there. And it didn't go well, but we were much lower level. I think we go through the Hall of Doors as the fastest way there, so teleporting out would be the best way to handle this. Plus, we probably leveled.
Did we gain any experience?
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, I'm at 57,000 experience now, and I definitely don't think I needed, I definitely don't think I was at that much right before.
Check us out.
Yep, and we'll meet back up because yeah, it's definitely the Hall of Doors. Hey, level 13.
I'm level 12.
Still 13.
Still 11.
How much do you need, though?
8,000 some.
Oh, yeah, you definitely... come on. Yeah, you had to gain something there. Let's see. Did I get Hail yet? No, I did not get Hail yet.
You say Fireball worthwhile?
Fireball is definitely worthwhile. That's pretty darn good at this point. At
And
max level,
Dissipate.
you'll do 6... I think it's like 600 to a group of enemies. So
Okay.
not just 900 or 1,600 to one, but, like,
Yeah. I have
substantial.
I have a Sword of Flames that was doing 300 to clear.
I'm going to level up Aura a little bit, so that way I can provide some magic defense for us also.
David, Dissipate is not going to be useful for you.
I didn't think so.
You're just going to want to hit things.
Let me empty out some of this crap.
Go back in the top.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh wait, I don't. What did I do with my armor suit?
Oh right, I guess
I forgot to sell that, so I'm actually gonna head back out.
Yeah, me too.
I think I dropped it in a pile.
If it's between your character's legs, you can't sell it. I don't know what that says. Awkward joke. Okay, I'm all ready now.
Alright, I'm here. Grow?
Oh, right. Okay.
All right, straight across.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Head right around this corner here and... Nope, straight. Or back, head back. Back down and around. And you see that door that's facing... whenever you turn. That one.
This one. Instead of the one to the north. We're going to the one.
Yeah. Go through the door in the Hall of Doors. Yeah, that was my advice.
Mausoleum.
Okay. Now we need to... You see the path that we followed so far? That is the path we must continue to follow. Oh, thank God. That did a lot.
I think that killed all the lizards. Or most of them.
Oh. Okay,
Well,
Crow
Crow's
is still
not
unparalyzed, though. Yes! Oh, Burning Axe. That's how Burning Axe do.
Can we use it in battle? Or can you only do that with the items that are purple outlined?
It says using this item does not have... Yeah, it's probably what it is. 7526...
What? Why can't I use Burning Axe? I want Burning Axe.
So much knight-only equipment.
That is the truth. That is so true.
Can we get healing?
Oh, you need healing?
Yeah.
I upped my medic game, so that should work now.
No, healing.
Oh, healing. Okay, well. In that case, it did nothing. Glad I could be here. I'm helping.
Yeah, heal and cure are backwards from what they are in Final Fantasy IV.
I'm such a Final Fantasy kid.
Why can the barbarian not use an axe that is on fire?
He
I
sounds
think
like...
you're axing the wrong question here.
I'm gonna need healing again.
Don't worry, I'm already on it.
Huh?
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, we read that one, that when you put the items down, you need somebody to stay behind. You can't leave the area. I don't have enough mana left.
Ow.
No!
We don't have a lot of crow left.
Crow, no! Take care, G-Funk.
Is that the most HP that Revive will ever restore?
I don't think so. I think I could level it up further. but it would take a lot more MP. Like, I think at max level it takes like 240 or something like that.
It's pretty convenient to have it at low. What level is your resuscitate then?
That's a good question. I think 6.
I really like how Crow looks like Arthindale.
This is the Great Corridor.
Alright, we have to go the whole way around the outside of the corridor.
Okay. Not
So
go in
if
and
I don't
immediately
feel so great about it.
Yeah, let's not go fight the thieves and then party wipe. That's the...
Again?
Again, exactly. Oh, that was awful. And kind of embarrassing.
I don't even remember what happened.
Sure, but no more embarrassing than usual.
That's fair.
There was a tapestry that said something about being a thief,
Yes.
and therefore it was okay. And then we stepped one more square, and
It wasn't
got
okay.
totally murdered.
It wasn't okay at all.
No.
It's not clear, like, what you need to actually be leading the party for.
Wait, 2,120 damage and I killed... Maybe there was only one left.
That must have been what happened. Pretty good experience in here, too. Alright, through the door to your left is the rune room.
There we go.
So it says.
This room is one giant puzzle.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's and the fights in here aren't horrible. At least they shouldn't be anymore for us. So, which means we will get total party wiped at least once.
Where's the other one? I'm curious. Okay. The college one there.
Yep. There is a room in the center that is almost like a... Yeah, we gotta be careful here.
Let's see. Bugbear isn't so
Cockatrice.
bad.
I'm
Cockatrice
gonna-
is annoying.
I'm whacking the cockatrice.
Yes, you should. Saber-tooth
Whoa.
lions are very mean. I should have said that also. They do a lot of damage, but they don't have a ton of health, so they shouldn't be super difficult to handle.
I think that damage will be able to do something past the shields. Well, if you want, we can run away from most battles. And just get the quest experience.
There will be some that are actually very helpful in here. So go straight through here. Keep going.
There's no gonna be traps here because I'm having flashbacks to the treasury.
You should be okay. You should be okay here. All right, this room here that we're in is the center room of the rune room. You pretty much can only go straight across now that you've gone through the first part. I mean, you could go back out. It's not really going to make too big of a difference. We're going to have to go this way anyway. Now, what this does is, because we're going straight across from east to west, it means that all doors in the upper rooms of a certain direction are now open, and all the other doors are locked. So...
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get it. It's really janky to explain, but once you like start, you'll start to understand. So
kind of like the vestibule.
yes, very similar to that, except it affects it's by going through that center room that we just did. Ooh. Nice. All right, I'm gonna heal you up.
Heal me again.
That's what I'm here for. I'm a cleric.
Thief tank.
It's actually very, very similar to the vestibule, except it affects a whole bunch of rooms doors at once.
Is this the first time they've given us cockatrice as the animation? I don't remember seeing those eye beams before.
There we go. I was waiting to die.
Well, that's sad.
Gonna get healed.
Oh, that's I should have revived you. It should have worked.
Let's need more health now.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
100.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. I'll just cure Gizmo because I accidentally cast the wrong spell and it won't let me cancel.
Yay, I'm cured.
All right, now head north.
Hopefully not like a ham.
I think that you can read now. This doesn't sound like an important battle.
Head up.
Yeah, well, there's no other
Now,
way.
see which one of these doors you can go through. One of them you'll be able to. Okay. All the doors that are headed to the right are now open. All the doors to the left and all the doors that are up and down should be locked.
Okay.
And in one of these is a key that we need. And we have to do it for 3 of the directions. Wow. That hurt. Crow lives! And he's shielded up.
You gonna cast hail now?
Yeah, I think you should go for it.
Get us out of here.
And it didn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Did no one cast energy field, I guess?
No, I did. They were just too strong for that.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I think they're. I think that might be a little ambitious for us yet, if that's the case.
I think we just need to grind now.
Yeah, I think we might be at that point.
I don't really have anything to buy.
Gonna replace a mana potion.
So, back to the prison then?
We can handle it, and we know that there are very quick 1,000 experience guaranteed fights that we can win.
Mostly guaranteed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crow?
I'm trying to join.
There we go.
Just hanging for a little bit there.
I mean, we were going to hit this point sooner or later where we had to grind to progress. I mean,
Yeah. It's just not very fun.
I don't know. I find it relaxing whenever that's all I do. Like, I put something else on in the background, just grind.
So all the items we're going to need for the mausoleum are in that room?
Yes. There are all 3 of the keys that we need to get the 3 items that we need are in that room.
Okay.
So we're going to have to be able to handle that room, which we're probably not... I mean, as fast as they wiped us, it's probably not as far off as it seems. Maybe 2 levels.
Yeah, I said 15.
Yeah, that should be about right. This is wonderful experience.
Is there any sense in, like, thoroughly exploring all the extra rooms in the prison?
To complete the map, yes. There's only one room, and I can tell you where that is, where we would run into problems, and it's because of the Hellhound. So, I mean, if you wanted to explore, that's fine. We'll definitely get some...
I mean, we can, but it's just going to be Banshees.
It'd be a lot of Banshees. I don't think there's any guaranteed fights that have Banshees, so you should be able to run from them all. Like these ones.
You just had to say it, didn't you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I blame myself.
Okay, hitting Banshee.
Good, Crow. Get him.
Miss! They did not.
They just straight up killed Gizmo.
Holy smokes. That is a lot of damage. And I'm paralyzed, so I can't do anything.
Well, I mean, it's good damage. It's not going to help us, but it's good damage.
Oh.
Yeah, I can only do that once.
I'm gonna try to bring Kara back, so hopefully they can run.
Light Shroud!
That didn't work at all.
I died instantly. Hey, I distracted the Banshees for you guys, so you got another turn.
They just need to hit me. I don't care if I die. I've got a resuscitator.
Yeah, I need mana.
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, and your light shot's still up. Run!
I can't.
No, you're paralyzed. No.
I can't do anything. Hey!
Whoa! All right, Crow.
Should we just go ahead and kill? Or
It-
run?
I'll let you guys make that part. I mean, I'm a corpse. I can't talk.
Yeah,
At least until the energy field wears off.
I'm out of mana again, so I do have to get ready again. Energy field is gone.
And now it's the skeletal rangers as
All
usual.
right.
The light shroud has also winked out.
One left.
And there goes the energy field.
And there goes the
Nice.
skeleton.
Dissipate for the win.
And we got a cure potion as the reward.
I'm alive. Hey. All right. Do I need to bring you back now, David?
I do have a resuscitator, but I'd kind of like not to use it.
Save it. I got it.
I'm
How
healed.
much experience even was that? No more than the super easy fight.
Yeah.
How
Go figure.
appropriate? How appropriate?
I get a cure.
Oh, you need a cure?
Heal.
I
Heal.
gotcha.
Sorry. There we go.
Jeez.
I stepped on some leeches.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Jeez.
Run!
Bleach.
One is still alive somewhere.
Ah. I'm so used to hotkeys in the other game.
Figures, whenever there's one bug around, you always miss the bug. Just skitters all over.
I want to see something.
I mean, when there's a swarm, you're gonna hit something.
So, mana elixir's only 90 MP. Which is why I keep running out randomly.
I'm gonna start timing how long it takes for us to do a fight here, because I'm interested for...
In case you want to make it a speedrun.
I do. I mean, if I'm gonna do any of it, it's gonna be Medieval Lands. It's so much faster. You still get the story. I mean, it might not be the authentic experience, but it is definitely the more accessible.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had any problems connecting, just for one thing. Okay, 22 seconds.
I like stepping on the leeches.
Why don't you cast Death Darts?
I just wanted to see if it would work.
Wait. More MP.
Oh, I keep forgetting to hit start whenever the fight starts. Hey, I got that last one. Alright, got it that time.
Whoa, I only killed two. No, killed one. That's okay. All hail the wizard.
Okay, it was about 20 seconds round trip, starting at a fight and then going, so... what's that put us
Getting
at?
800-ish experience per, sometimes a little less, sometimes notably more.
No. Didn't run.
Oh, no. Well, I really only have one option.
I know what
here.
I must do.
Go for the jugular.
Oh, yeah. I got a devastating wound on the Banshees.
But we didn't kill even one.
That's funny, because they got a normal hit on you. Oh,
I'm
man.
paralyzed.
Okay, I can bring you back up here. And that didn't matter at all.
I mean, I was a target, so neither of you got hit.
Are you still paralyzed, Crow?
No.
Okay.
However, I am short the MP for Fireball. I could blast.
Yeah, I would definitely blast, because you'll definitely take one of them out. There you go.
Well, I took one of them out.
That
Nice.
also works.
Nice, guys.
And then
I'm not really a nice guy right now.
target the Rangers.
I'm going to have to drink a mana potion.
I keep intentionally losing sound, because now I'm... So I figure we could do 3 fights a minute at that point.
I mean, there's always this risk, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to slow down in a best case scenario world. Oh, 2,500 times.
Oh, I'm gonna be
No, the
feeling it.
energy field's gone.
So is the enemy, though. Ring
Oh,
of
hey, a battle fixer. And the Ring of Vigor wasn't any good. There's only like 2 strength.
Alright, so if everything went right and we didn't get any additional fights where you were able to run from all of them, it looks like we would probably average or get somewhere in the range, if we were able to just continually grind and do everything right, 150,000 experience an hour.
Oh, we might be doing that. I need to
I hope not. I hope not for everyone else's sake.
give me healing.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was too busy mathing.
Medic!
Ah,
Oh. Jeez. Jeez.
they do not like you.
Healing.
Well, I don't like you.
Gizmo not like spider.
I do not like spiders.
Yeah. Gotta get some more MP. I guess we're just gonna go until we either run out of MP potions or die to Banshees.
That's gonna be banshees.
Something feels more appropriate. So, whoa, one of these things feels right.
I keep missing. I guess I need more strength.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just got my initiative up enough that I'm acting near the front of battle.
Even then, it feels like the hit rates are pretty low. Even when you have a high strength.
Wait, I dealt the leeches a sucking wound? Isn't that...
Oh, this is an interesting fight, but I'm still not going to do it. Oh no. Okay.
Frightening. Can you imagine paying $6 an hour to do this?
To do this. 1 hour. Specifically.
Like, you're like, man, I better... And then you start hitting Banshees and taking 10 minutes of fight.
It's almost like they did that on purpose.
Twinion is... It feels like they up the encounter rate, but they throw quest experience at you like every couple of minutes you're completing something. So it's like a lot more engaging, and
Yeah, that's good.
The problem is that there's also a lot of, like, you can't join here. You have to, you can't be in a party at this point. Like, you have to join beyond the door. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like every 10 minutes there's a wall saying this. Like, oh.
Put away?
Oh.
This might be it.
Okay, well...
And there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Well, you better hit hard, so there's only 4 of them.
2 groups, so they'll kill 2 people per turn.
It'll be a quick but fair culling. Whoa, Crow!
They just didn't have much. They didn't kill Crow back.
And then they didn't like him at all. You should still run if you can.
I'm still alive.
Yes, I got you, Crow.
I'm not.
I gotcha. Who else needs healing? How about I just heal everyone? There we go.
We can actually exit. There we go.
Oh. Whoa.
Ow.
I think it's the next level I learn Hail, which means that this 2-turn ridiculousness would be over.
Any idea what level death darts are for Wizard?
Not for Wizard, but it's going to be early. It should certainly be earlier than anyone else. I know it's like 20... No, I think it might even be before 20 for Cleric. It's been been a while since I went through that time. To give you an idea, I've been grinding so much. My character on Yserbius and Medieval Lands is at level 75. I do appreciate what they did though with the next level experience cap that you eventually hit. So, like, after you hit, like, level, like, 24-ish, 25, the amount of experience that you need to gain another level does not go up anymore. Sometime soon, David, you will one-shot Banshees.
Define soon.
When we actually return to base to collect our experience levels.
4 weeks from now.
And we're going through all 3 of these games?
Like, when I get a weapon that's not a rock on a stick.
Yeah, Twinny and I find to be a lot more engaging, and apparently Cawdor is even more balanced. Even better balanced.
Have you played Cawdor?
No, because it wasn't even out whenever I still had the Imagination Network. But Cedric the Owl said he worked really hard on it.
What do you call him that? Honestly, kind of mean.
I know, well, I mean, I forget his name, but I know that.
It's the only interesting thing he ever accomplished.
I don't know, that was... Hold on, now that's... I like to think that Cawdor is pretty darn underappreciated. Time to heal our thief.
Thank you.
That was a crippling.
2,128 damage.
I'll say we're definitely gaining experience faster than we usually do.
I think that this is our best option. Probably for a long time.
I don't think it'll be as long. I don't think it'll be as long as we think it will be.
Or else would we grind?
This will be the only place. I mean, this is hands down the best place before level 20 that I can remember. But you get a lot of experience for doing the Mausoleum quest. Like, I think you get like 250,000 or something like that.
Jeez.
All right, Crow, it's time to start on the randomizer for Yserbius.
Why would it ever need it?
The problem was everyone didn't know where everything was, so...
Yeah, you would have to have a network of, like, randomly generated NPCs that know where certain things are.
Yeah, that would make sense. It actually, I mean, when you put it that way, I mean, I don't know what the coding behind it looks like, but the concept doesn't actually sound that terrible.
I'm assuming that random dungeon generation would be kind of assumed as part of it, and that is a hard thing to do.
I forgot about that part. I wasn't even assuming that. I'm so...
Okay, well, I guess if you left the dungeons as is and you just moved where everything was, and then...
If you kept the event tiles the same, all you'd have to do is change dialogue boxes.
We'll call it the Return of the Fates of Yserbius in Cawdor.
And then everybody would have to know where all the NPCs are in the game.
Oh man, it would be like it'd be a randomizer that takes 40 weeks to complete.
Yeah.
And without proper balancing, that would also be fun, because I can all of a sudden just imagine be like Final Fantasy 1 randomizer, where you have asps that cast Lit 3 and stuff like that.
Red slimes with Dragon Lord breath.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Can't get a heal.
Yep, I
You
was...
should not have died. We have given you another chance.
I have, however, taken half of your gold.
Oh gosh.
And darn, no gold grind.
I mean, it's okay, we don't need gold in this game. It's only useful for the first 8 levels, so who cares?
That's about right. Like, once you have the best equipment that the store can buy, you're just looking out for better stuff later. Like, it's... That was
It's
some...
a little weird just how quickly the store became irrelevant.
Yeah.
Feels like Ultima in that sense. All the Ultima games where you just never have to go to a store ever. You just pick up all your magic gear in a pit in a field somewhere near the start of the game.
That being said, we definitely go there more often than we do to Olga's in Quest for Glory 4.
Run away!
I'm thinking, what's the most useless store in Quest for Glory? And it's gotta be... I mean, useless is in, like, it serves no purpose. I mean, you get enough gold at the beginning.
There's like a few katas in Quest for Glory 2 that they literally just sell you junk, so...
Nice.
Right?
Yeah, definitely the remake also. I don't have too much in that.
Yeah. The remake has you finding some kata in the alleyways trying to sell stuff, and you can try to buy stuff from them, but the game will be like, "No, you really don't need any of this."
Well, then that's just
You can
flavor. Really, stores with useless items.
You can find Nico in the alleys trying to sell duck helms.
Nice.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Good reference.
How's the records going on that, Crow? I don't, have you played any Secret of Mana recently?
Not since the SGDQ then Buckeye Speed Bash runs from last year.
All right.
Decided to put that one down for a little while. I was playing the game regularly for like, I don't know,
Ever?
6-7 months at that point, so time to move on to something else.
I got that with Shovel Knight King of Cards.
That game has some really fun boss fights in it, though.
So does this one. It just takes days to get to. Actually, I will say this. All the boss fights in this game suck. No.
The gameplay I wasn't that interested.
It really wasn't. It was like, is there any strategy? Yeah, hit him real hard.
We could hit him real hard together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Abridged. Nice. Oh, gosh. I won't say the next line. I just increased my productivity by turning my mouse sensitivity up to move faster. I'm so used to Quest for Glory keeping it on the lower setting for precision.
Right.
I'm sure at least one of us is dinged by this point.
I'm determined to get through it until at least I run out of potions.
Nice.
And I had quite a few.
With you.
I think I have 20,000 more experience than I did a few minutes ago, and I was like 22 away last time I checked.
Nice.
Give me healing. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on you. Once you get below 200, I tend to think it's time that you need a doctor visit.
It's not enough to survive a banshee hit, but...
Exactly.
Nothing. That was a lost cause.
Oh, I survived one banshee hit. It did like 235 damage.
It was a glancing blow.
I was very, very low on their damage scale.
And they'll continue to be a problem through most of the game. It's not really until...
Don't have MP. Sorry.
Nice.
I'll use the Death Darts instead.
Oh, that'll do it.
Those are pretty easy to get.
They really are, yeah. I never used their charges because I thought it used the item up, and once I found out it didn't, I'm like, oh yeah, alright, this is happening.
It's got more than one use.
Ouch.
So it looks like the Black Widows are the ones that can have more than 240 HP if you want to target anything.
Oh, okay, so don't step on the leeches then.
Yeah, you're right. Sure. They do pretty much die every time, yeah.
Okay.
Ow!
Oh, hey. There you go.
I didn't step on the leech.
This whole time. Thanks.
Yep. Whew. Okay, I turned my mouse sensitivity all the way up just to see what it would do.
Pac-Man 99?
What is that? A Battle Royale Pac-Man? Like the Tetris?
Looks like it.
Okay, that could be interesting.
How would that even work though? Because Pac-Man feels a lot more set in stone.
Maybe, but if you threw in like even one more ghost, that would really change up the way that you would have to map it. Or if you just threw down random walls for people.
Yeah, it just depends on
what if you put everyone on the same map and everyone's just fighting over the constantly respawning pellets so they can eat them. And whenever a player gets the power pellet, he can eat other players.
Oh, oh, cannibalism on a Pac-Man level. Ah,
That could be interesting.
I like that.
Ah. It's okay, the wizard's got everything.
Our wizard and our thief. Ah, so good.
I'm here to be a big target.
Your HP is probably going to start skyrocketing pretty quick here.
Well, we need it.
Yeah.
It's way too fast.
Oh, maybe I should be putting points into my defenses then.
You'll eventually max out all of them around 25-ish.
I'm not too worried about it. Just mostly doing initiative first because of spell casting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what you definitely want to save up points are the definitely
skill?
the spells.
Spells or skills?
Spells, yes. Skills to a lesser extent. There's very few skills that I found to be useful. Any of the passive ones are good. Detect is awesome. Rune reading helps if you don't know where you're going.
I've got detect and lockpicking already to 12.
Lockpicking is awesome. That's another good one. Pickpocketing might be also. I don't know how that would work. If that would work out very well for new equipment or whatnot.
I don't know. It seemed to be okay at the start. I don't think it's really necessary anymore, because... Or just mostly, if we need gear, it's set in stone. Should we fight this? Yeah.
No.
No.
Not this one.
No!
Then how about this
I
one?
don't keep getting this.
It's just getting worse every time.
I like how we run back behind the door and then we're like peeking out. Are they still there? They brought more! No! Oh no, Crow. Crow, no.
Oh, no. I am on my last mana potion.
Oh, there we go.
Would you like me to start giving you potions? Using mine?
I think we're good on this. I think we could probably just head back after these are gone.
Take a look and see what kind of damage we've done to the level system. Like, was it worth it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it by any extension it had to be, because that is where we have to go next. It's either the mausoleum or the rune room in the mausoleum, or level 20. There's really no options. We've done pretty much everything else.
One last battle.
For glory. I wonder if we're gonna win.
I stepped on 4 spiders.
I'll shoot straight with you guys. It was touch and go there for a moment on that one.
What, we touched them, they died, now we're going?
Yeah, pretty much. Yay!
I got 1 level.
1.
Also 1.
Hey, getting a level wizard is good.
That's true. You do have the steepest learning curve.
Hey, I can learn aura now.
Island Poison Cloud. That's not really useful. It's okay.
Oh, I don't have hail yet. No.
I have bless.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna put my skill points into
Dude,
deflect magic.
Yeah, me too.
Because we'd end up being the leaders anyways.
Into what?
You have to activate
Quick
it though,
break.
apparently.
Yes, it isn't activated, but the party leader, if they have deflect magic, ends up better for everybody. Because we can just use that, and it's like a bonus to aura, if we ever need that.
Okay.
Because it goes straight to your agility
I
instead of being
Unlock
defensive as well.
pursuit. What does this do? You have to activate the ability to reduce the odds that an enemy flees? What?
That sounds horrible.
That's pretty
I won't-
miserable.
Lie to you, it is really bad.
So back to the bottom entrance.
Every is the ability to momentarily withdraw.
I think that we still need more XP. So back to the bottom entrance.
Pretty much the only thing I could think to do at this point. Yeah.
Okay, so I also have an ability called Reverie, whose purpose is to lower your initiative for the rest of the combat. Which seems not great.
No, it lowers it, but you gain magic back. So if you don't have enough, there's actually one time I used that, and it was because I didn't have enough. I didn't even have 5 mana to use Town Portal, and I had no scrolls and no mana potions. So I had to get into a fight, use it, and run away. So I could teleport back to home.
I'm back.
Top
Back
entrance,
to the
right?
bottom. Or,
Mhm. Bottom entrance.
Bottom?
Yeah, bottom. Can I get
Okay.
healed, Miller?
I'm in. What's it?
Can I get healed?
Oh, healed. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Bottom entrance does not heal.
Thank you.
Oh, I should probably heal myself. It's been a while. I'll give everybody a good heal. Good old... Oh, I'm out of mana. Okay.
Oh.
You do have potions, yes?
Not any... No, come on, I couldn't have possibly... Okay, I got plenty. Yeah, I definitely have plenty. Here I am, I'm like, what? Did I not drink? Didn't I spend, like, all my money on mana potions? Like, yeah, I did. 670 hit points, David.
So, did you get hail after all?
Nope, I did not. I did not. I know it's any moment. It's like any time I get it. And then I become useful.
hey, you as the party when we inevitably die.
I know, I wait till the enemies leave, I resuscitate myself, and then immediately start curing everyone. Grindy time. So, you're doing Quest for Glory 2 EGA.
Yep.
And I know David's thinking about the 100% task now.
For Quest for Glory 1.
For Quest for Glory 1. Fighter, right?
Thief.
Thief, 517, I think you said.
Yes, 517 points.
Nice.
So, either fighter or thief, and, well, thief's gonna be faster.
That includes Mage's Maze.
Yep.
Which should be interesting. Crow, anything on your Quest for Glory radar? Since I'm checking up on
Yes.
everyone.
I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but when I return to Quest for Glory, my target is Quest for Glory 4 Tetrathlon.
Ah, we talked about
Start
this.
with a blank slate as far as save files go, and starting with no save files, complete the game as all 4 classes using any amount of dirty RAM you so choose.
I love it. I love it. So you're going to use the chest glitch. Love it.
I'm also going to complete as a paladin using an export from one of the other files.
Beautiful. Yeah, so, I mean, you eventually go through all 4, and you can use one of the others in order to do it. Yeah, I like that. The routing shouldn't be super difficult. It would just be a matter of getting certain items into the chest that speed you up.
Hardest part of it, I think, is going to be figuring out which class is the fastest one to use to fill up the chest. Like, which class benefits more or benefits less from that compared to the others? How much of a difference is there? And that, I'm not quite sure how to parse.
Now remind me, you can't put rituals in the chest?
Correct. But that's pretty much it. The rituals and the dark sign are Dark One sign are pretty much the only thing that won't go in there. You can even put the staff in there. And the magic torch. You can't magic torch.
I would set it on fire.
But apparently you can put it in your bag without a problem. Oh, that's a question. What would be the...
Oh, wait. Okay, we're good.
Out of MP.
Yeah.
I will have many opportunities to cast Hail. How much MP do you have, Crow? I'm interested.
I'll check again after this. Last time I checked, it was just over 350.
My max.
Now it's 402.
Okay. I think it's because I'm at a higher level than you, because I gain levels faster. I've got 506. And I think those 2 extra levels are the reason for it. Because I've seen like what a level 40 wizard does with their MP, and you never have a ton of HP. They had like 4,000 HP or something like that, but their mana just seemed inexhaustible. Multiple level 12 death darts like over and over and over and over and over, with like only like every 3 or 4 big fights having to recover, which gets expensive. Eventually my cleric will slow down on MP. Actually, not too far from now it'll slow down on MP and then really start picking up in HP. Hey, Phoenix,
is there any randomness in stat gains in this game?
I believe so. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell unless I had like 2 of the exact same character leveling up at the same time, because the game automatically pretty much saves right away. Speaking of which, we probably should save our players just in case.
Sure.
Like that now?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, you just hit save player on under game option.
Yeah. If I was in a zombie apocalypse, I'd probably be one of the first people to turn. I don't have zombie apocalypse surviving skills.
Well, all my
Okay,
seminary
I've played
training
a lot,
would
but-
certainly come in handy, I'm sure. I mean, I already have to deal with people saying, we need practical learning, and I'm like, I learned 4 dead languages. What did you want from me?
So wait, I saw on your stream that Resuscitate costs 250 mana.
I upped it to level 12. I have the mana to cast it now, so.
My max mana is 113.
Nice. Nice. I can cast it twice.
I have 162.
And then I can cast Petrify once. Or Resist twice.
Does Petrify ever work on bosses?
Yeah, it actually can be useful later on. In very particular situations. Like, it would be... I mean, they always have a chance of resisting it, which is kind of the frustrating. I found Poison Cloud to be a little bit more helpful in that regard, because at Poison Cloud 12, it does some insane, like some really high, like 200 damage or something like that per turn, passively, to the whole group. So whenever we start fighting, like, 5 groups of 2 dragons, it can be helpful.
More dots now.
Just a few months ago, I played through Final Fantasy II, the original NES one, not the Super NES. That was really fun, because at some point, I just stopped trying and just cast Toad every turn and turn all my enemies into frogs forever. Because the game was not balanced at all.
Did you mean for the NES or the SNES, too?
No, that one, I played the GBA version, but...
Oh, okay, yeah, I know Toad was broken in 2, the, like, the original 2, not 4.
Yeah.
Like, once you hit level 16...
because
we all grew up with
Super NES release of quote-unquote 2 was 4.
The strange one, with the weird leveling system.
It's on my radar to redo.
If you do like that leveling system, you can check out the Saga series.
Mm-hmm.
The team that designed Final Fantasy II switched over to there rather than doing more Final Fantasy games. So it really shows as far as that goes.
The Frontier is getting a re-release soon with bugs fixed.
Yeah. I need to get through a lot of the Dragon Quest series. I've only played the first 2.
I haven't played any of them. Yeah.
I think that those are like the weakest Dragon Quest as well.
Yeah,
figures.
probably true.
I grew up with 3 on the Game Boy.
I would say, without really knowing much about the late entries of the series, I'll say that 4 holds up pretty well. They actually try with storytelling and such, and the characters.
That's a good sign.
Interesting things that they
the case.
do.
4, 4, 5, and 6, which are a trilogy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't as impressed with 5, but it's not bad.
I like 5 because you can actually make a decision in the game that matters, and that's like non-existent in any other Dragon Quest.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you can choose not to rescue Princess Gwelin in the first game.
Is it faster? Because that sounds like something I would do.
I mean, the speed run generally doesn't.
Yes.
What you get for rescuing Gwelin is an item that tells you where another item you need to get is. In the randomizer, the location of the item is randomized, so
you want her.
You'll often wind up needing it, although there's an exception to that. But
so I've got to slightly nitpick that. It's some other place that tells you where the item is. She just tells you where you are in relation to the castle.
Right.
Interesting.
She tells you where you are, such that the coordinates you got from somewhere else are actually useful.
It's just a compass, is what you're saying.
She's the GPS.
She's
GPS.
And her first name is Gwelin, so she's the Gwelin positioning system. Yeah.
They actually have her marked as GPS on the randomizer trackers.
That's great.
I love that. That is so funny.
Hi back, I am oh god. It's like a reflex.
I'm back. I am dead. Good to have you, Mist. We're just grinding right now.
We missed you.
Hi, Dad. I am back, he says.
We're grinding on spiders and leeches.
You should. This room is really, really, really covered in a lot of spiders and leech corpses at this point.
Also, hail.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice.
Gathering a big pile on the floor.
It looks like the Texas winter storm in here.
Oh, you're allowed to make that joke, right? Yeah, you are. I can't. I forgot to sell my burning axe.
We haven't had banshees in a while. I'm stating that now so that we can have them again.
Knock, knock. The banshees are so mean. So mean.
On my stream, I intend to eventually play all the Final Fantasies, but it's very slow. 2 years ago was Final Fantasy 1, and last year was Final Fantasy 2.
Will you count Final Fantasy 14?
I play it all.
That gets a little tricky to define completion at this point.
Well, I'm working on
11
it.
was also an MMO, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I play some Final Fantasy 14 on my stream occasionally.
I got burned on the first MMO of it. I just couldn't see myself going back to it.
So you're doing this instead?
Yes, exactly. No, well, this was... I mean, if you die here, you're fine. I got stuck in Dueno way too early.
Yeah. Who wants mows when you can have muds?
No, I had some friends of mine, at level 15, get me to a place where you definitely can't survive outside, but I also can't do any of the level lock traveling. So I was literally stuck there.
So you had the friends soft lock you in an online.
Literally what happened. I mean, I guess if I would have thrown myself at the caves and the goblins and everything else that was in my way, I could have crawled my way back to... And they were all busy power grinding at the levels appropriate, and I'm like, none of them had time, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's time for me to be an adult. I don't know. We did kill a Goblin King, Darker Mist.
Healing.
No, Jareth!
Healing. Miller. Thank you.
I was clicking. I remember slow mouse movements.
I'll probably do Final Fantasy 3 once I'm done with Quest for Glory 2. The actual Final Fantasy 3. Again, we have to state this.
I actually prefer the earlier NES version of that than the 3D one.
I also agree.
I like what
don't
they...
know anything about the 3D remake on that.
It was nice. I mean, it was definitely nice to... I mean, they really did their best to up the story, but man, I kind of just wanted 4 Onion Knights that had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, I didn't like not having access to that. You had to, at least in the DS version, you had to go through some weird online quest to get Onion Knight.
Well, in the later tablet versions, because that's the one that they've re-released on pretty much everything, is the 3D one.
Yeah.
Instead, they've linked it to particular chests that you have to open, and they're not labeled in any way. You pretty much need to walk through or completionist the game in all the chests in order to hopefully hit those markers before you can get some of the stuff that's linked to those messages.
Yeah. I'd rather just have Onion Knight at the beginning of the game, and then you can bring it back at the end.
Which was
simple as that.
It was so nice that they did that too. I mean, they did something similar, like pretty much with the Freelancer in 5. They did the same idea, but I loved that. It was like you would never go back to it, but once you did, man, it was worth it.
Yeah, I play 4-Job Fiesta a lot.
Nice.
So I don't get to use Freelancer. I play too much Final Fantasy V to become overpowered with it.
Yeah, 4-Job Fiesta was ultimately the inspiration for me doing Final Fantasy IV randomizer stuff. The original joke was that the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta wasn't dyslexic enough, so I made the Final Fantasy IV 5-Job Fiesta, which just assigned you 5 characters over the course of the beginning portion of the game, and then those just were your characters for the entire game. And that was it. Didn't do anything beyond that. And then that made me think about what you could do if you were making a more thorough randomizer, and so I did.
That is still my favorite rando for 4. That's actually probably my favorite rando overall. I love it. I mean, it's because I played so much of 2/4 as a kid. Like, I mean, it was my favorite. That was my favorite game. It's still my favorite Final Fantasy.
So is that the randomized dungeon one where you can select your party at the start?
No. That one I think is Beyond Babel or something like that.
Yeah, I've only heard of that one. I haven't actually seen it.
Lunarian Shuffle is mine. You go through the original story of the game. However, each character is randomly selected to be some other character.
Okay.
Well, could be the same one, but not necessarily likely.
That's actually
and you can, and all the chest's contents are randomized. Somewhat recently, and by somewhat recently I mean like a year and a half ago now. Added the ability to have the game randomly generate equipment and armor. That's something that can be done as well. It will also, if you ask it to, randomize which characters have which types of abilities. So,
that's that.
you could get Hallam casting magic as if you were Tella, for example, and you'd have Tella's MP amounts as well. That kind of thing.
Or Tella becoming a Dark
Knight.
Knight.
For equipment styles, randomized separately from that. So yeah, it's whereas a lot of the other RPG randomizers focus on randomizing what it is you're trying to do. This one has you do the same thing as the original, but very much so randomizes what you have access to do it with.
Yeah, that is what I actually wanted from a Final Fantasy IV randomizer, so I'm going to have to look that up.
Cool.
I like to play randomizers, but I haven't done it in a while. Usually it ends up being like Fire Emblem.
I spent a fair amount of time with SMZ3.
Okay. I did a lot of LTTP rando, and then whenever I heard they did the Super Metroid one also, I said, I'm out. I mean, I know that game very well. Like, I've beaten that game so many times, but the precision required to do everything, I don't have that in me.
Yeah.
Like,
The SMZ3 logic in general does not assume you can do most of the Super Metroid tricks.
oh, that's good.
Which just means that you played mostly Zelda and then a little bit of Super Metroid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, it assumes you know how to shine spark and wall jump.
That's pretty much all I need to do. Wall jumping in that, it felt rewarding. I mean, it was harder than most other games, which I liked, because it felt like, yeah, I did it. I got someplace I wasn't supposed to. I remember I got the wave beam early whenever I was in like 7th grade or something like that. I was so proud of myself. I was like, I can get the wave beam. If I can get the wave beam, I can do this. And if I can do... Or first instance of sequence breaking for me. Just...
Yeah, I think I played a lot of Zero Mission and did the shortcut to the high jump boots a lot. Which I believe that also needed some wall jumping.
You'll like it,
Yeah,
Mist.
Super
It's a lot of
Metroid
fun.
was actually my first speed run.
Was it really, Crow? I didn't know that.
Well, I didn't have streaming capabilities or anything. This was back in the day when the standard for sharing your speedrun was to record it on a VHS tape and mail the VHS tape to the people at SDA.
Nice.
It was back in those days when I was in high school, and I did a couple of runs of that. Did not record it or anything, just wanted to see if I could do some of the cool things I saw on SDA, and indeed I could, and I have it written down somewhere, but what my
My first
I think it was sub 1 hour in-game time.
Wow, nice.
Not by much, but still.
My first speedrun was Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus.
Wow.
Didn't have any speedrun following until I did it, and I immediately left. I made a speedrun that was like 3 hours long. I think it was maybe 1.5 hours now or something.
Set the benchmark for it, huh?
Basically. Figured out some speed tech that they still use.
Setting the benchmark, that's basically what I do.
It was a terribly boring game to play repeatedly.
Yeah, Blaster Master was my first speedrun, and that got published on SDA back in April of 2006. Long since obsoleted, but it was the first Blaster Master run on the site, and that made me proud.
That's a good... I mean, that's a known title. That should make you feel pretty good. Same with Dirge of Cerberus. I mean, anything in Final Fantasy VII. I mean, that's one of those odd ducks. That's cool.
It's definitely the black sheep of the Final Fantasy games, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Everyone was like, hey, let's have a game where we play as Vincent.
I mean, it sounds cool in concept. Just a second. You can let my cat out of my office.
I think my first, if I was to say, my first one that I really attempted, because that I thought of as a speedrun, was probably Super Metroid also. But I would wake up. I think it was early high school. So this is before I even knew that Speed Demos Archive was a thing and that other people did speedruns. So I would wake up at like 9 in the morning on Saturday, and my goal was to just beat it before noon. So, and I did, and I was so proud, and it just kept going down lower and lower and lower to the point where it was before lunchtime.
What game was this? Is this Quest for Glory?
No, this is Super Metroid.
Oh, okay.
But once I learned about Speed Demos Archive, there was really only one option for me. I knew what I would have to do.
KFC Community Super Metroid Race.
What was it?
KFG Community Super Metroid Race.
Oh.
Apparently, several of us have run it before.
I play it. I don't run it as a speedrun game.
Yeah, that's what I would call it. Yeah, I'm familiar with everything in the game.
Not even 100%ing it. I'm familiar with beating it.
Yes, yeah. I'm an any percent guy. Yeah.
I wouldn't want a 100% Super Metroid. It's overkill.
It's not very fun to watch, just 100% of it.
I was actually.
Yeah, that's
That's pretty much what happens.
It's the kind of thing that's fun to do once.
I like how the combo randomizer just kind of text box up, text box down. You go.
Nice.
Yeah. Take away the fanfare. I mean, that would be one way to try to move the percentage of time spent in each game closer to 50-50.
Yeah, there was one of the categories for that I thought was going to be a lot more fun to watch was the reverse boss run. And well, don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing. And the first time I watched it, my mind was blown. The second time I went to watch one, I was kind of just like, I'm going to move on.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's
neat.
really interesting once through the Ridley fight, and then maybe it's kind of sort of interesting in Meridia, but then after that, who cares?
Yeah, because you're going to like one-shot everything, and for all intents and purposes. I mean, Kraid comes up as looking like this huge thing, and you're just like, yeah, that's cute, guy.
Yeah, it really
Well,
is.
I mean, Kraid's, that's cute guy, even when you do him in normal order.
Exactly.
Shoot a couple supers in his mouth, and then he doesn't even get to stand up. He doesn't go to prom.
Kraid's one of those bosses that doesn't actually destroy plasma, right? Whenever charged plasma hits him, it just keeps going because he doesn't mark himself for eating the projectile.
I did not know that. That's...
Now, a bunch of the early game stuff, if you bring plasma there when you're not supposed to be able to, the plasma will just pass straight through. I think Crocomire has the same thing going on.
He does. You shoot Crocomire once with a charged plasma, and then he'll just back up and back up and back up and back up until he falls in the lava.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
That one's funny, and you can do that like pretty easily on your own too. You don't even have to fight Crocomire before that.
Out of MP.
I just can't do the Fantoon fight fast enough. That's my problem.
Well, that's every Metroid speedrunner's problem, honestly.
Hey guys.
Nice.
Really?
Medic. I got you.
Did you see my hit points? Did you run out of MP, Crow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I should be good for healing for you guys for a while. Eventually, your HP will outpace my ability to heal you, though. Because heal at max level does 1,000.
And then we just go grind heal all potions.
Yeah. Luckily, there is an early place that guarantees it, so... Necromagics.
Does the experience number that gets shown on your brief stats screen, does that reset each time you level, or is that from the beginning of the game?
No, it resets each time.
It resets.
Yep.
It's 75,000 experience to the level. That feels like it's probably enough for a level up.
Probably. I'm at... Let's see. What am I at? Oh, my attack is futile.
I'm at 200. No. Almost 100,000 experience.
I'm at close to 68 now, so I probably hit the lower end of the level whenever we Leveled up last time.
Wait, can we? Nah.
We could have survived the fight, but
Yeah, I think we'd have been.
it would have
okay.
taken a lot longer than, say,
Also,
this fight for
speed running
a
right now.
experience reward.
Those rangers are tough, so they could have done some damage on the first turn before energy shield went up.
Yep.
Well, this crew seems like RPGs. What other RPGs you guys like?
That's a good point. Yeah, nah, I am a big RPG lover, so.
Hey, I liked Dragon Quest 1, and Dragon Quest 1 is like 95% grinding.
Yeah.
It might be more than that in the casual playthrough, honestly.
True.
I like Hide Light. It's funny, my love of the Hide Light series is kind of a meme of its own.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's
Well
a
done.
joke!
Oh, I do. I like Super Hide Light. I think that is one of the more. I'm not saying it's a good game, but I will say it's definitely underappreciated for the Hide Light series. It gets lumped in worse than it actually is. Good soundtrack too.
I already mentioned the Saga series. They do some interesting things, including one of the class of characters you can have is something that transforms into different types of monsters, the same kinds of monsters you fight against.
Yeah.
And that I like the idea of fighting against the opponents on even ground, even if it isn't really.
The Final Fantasy Legend
Yeah, that's what it's called
on Game Boy. That's what they were called.
right.
Yeah, I only beat Legend 3. I didn't. I tried to play the other ones, and I made the mistake of playing 3 first, and the other two are very different.
Is not. It doesn't play like the other ones very much at all. It plays as if it were a fairly standard Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
For the most part. Except for the class system, which honestly you can get along fine just ignoring the class system altogether.
Pretty much.
You miss out on some neat things, but you also avoid a variety of traps you can get yourself stuck in.
They had remakes for DS that never got to America.
Yeah.
Translations out there. Those are
Did they
pretty
Yeah, I
really?
kind of mean to check that out at some point, but never have.
faithful to the original. From what I played, I didn't get very far because it's kind of grindy a little bit.
Yeah, I would definitely say that that's fair.
Spending your 30s in pursuit.
Spider is not getting away.
That's funny.
I'm more into the Romancing Saga series, which only recently got real releases in America. Which is something that I've been wanting for like 10 years. I'm so glad it finally happened. And they're really good too. It's just annoying that they're mobile only.
I multiple times tried to get through Romancing Saga 3. My brother's a huge fan of it, but I just lose motivation. I don't feel like I care about the
I know
the
exactly
various
what you
things
mean.
that I could do.
It's the what you're doing is a little bit random. You're not really focused. And the game is really hard.
Yeah, I can tolerate that.
I went through in the last year Breath of Fire.
Yes.
I've played all of them, I've except for 4 and Dragon Quarter, but I played up through 3 and beat them. And let me tell you, BOF 1 has not aged well at all.
No, it's definitely the worst.
Really straightforward.
Oh my!
I wouldn't say it's the worst because I have played Dragon Quarter. It's definitely not a great game anymore.
No. 2 did a lot of those things.
2 is good.
3 was great. I mean, it had its issues also. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not. But I definitely do have some pretty. I felt more connected to that game than I did the others.
I grew up with 3 and definitely think it's the best one in that series.
Cthulhu Saves the World. Have not played it. Know of it. Haven't played it.
That's all right. It's all right for a fun little janky RPG.
Nice.
It's only like what, $5 or something.
Oh, it should be no surprise. Also, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. So. I have so many good memories of that game.
Have you heard of this new fan project called Nemomancy Fistic Quest?
I did not want to bring that up. I may have heard of it.
Shameless plug.
Love that game.
It's got good music. No shame in that.
Oh yeah, it does. But you want to talk about not being connected to any of the characters?
The who?
Yeah, it's.
You mean
that reminds me of the
Jumpy Boy?
That reminds me of Persona 3 because I liked hardly any characters in that game.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, a lot of look. I liked 2 characters, the robot and the dog. I think that's kind of a problem.
That is. It's a series I'd love to get into, but I have not played any of them because I don't have any modern systems to play the ones that everyone raves about. Although 4 I do have. I do have 4 Golden.
Yeah, I played 4.
Yeah.
And I tried to play like 2, and I couldn't get anywhere, and I gave up on that pretty quickly. It didn't seem as fun as 4 anyways.
It starts out really strange. Like, I was watching a retrospective of it, and I was like, wow, I had no idea the early games were like that.
Like, you just start out immediately with all the party members, and there's like no discussion at all as to why you're all together, and then immediately get into these big fights that you lose.
So it's like Yserbius. Oh, got it.
That's
Okay.
Shin Megami Tensei for you.
Yeah, it was more like Shin Megami Tensei, exactly.
Yeah, I did like how we literally took one step in the first door we saw in this dungeon and just died.
It was appropriate. Myst, I probably should play. He's saying, why don't we ever see me play Mystic Quest? Because I play Quest for Glory, that's what I do.
Yeah, I didn't know Sierra made something called Mystic Quest.
Yeah, I mean, until they do. And we might be holding our breath on that one.
Quest for Glory is a little bit more replayable than Mystic Quest.
Quest for Glory. I don't really know what your quest in Mystic Quest is. I mean, you're going after these MacGuffins. That's pretty much all you're doing.
I mean, it's
for no
just,
rime or reason, and your village was destroyed.
You're the hero.
Yeah.
And so you go on a quest.
Well, no, it's more of a guess, really.
Going forward repeatedly into whatever is in front of you.
There is no good reason for me to like that game as much as I do. It's a guilty pleasure. I could play that pretty much at any time, and I would still enjoy it. I have no idea why.
I like how life is the best healing spell in the game. And
Yeah, it's the best offensive spell in the game too. Like,
So I just realized that in the Dragon Prince, the protagonists were escorting an egg MacGuffin.
oh, that's nice.
What my mind went.
If you want some trivia into Mystic Quest, I can tell you that the first party member you get, Kaylee, her mom, it has the most complicated dialogue tree in the whole game. And she's just an NPC that sits in the background.
For some reason, I remember that. I don't know why.
It's just...
I'm just like, yeah, you're right. She does.
Like, you just go back multiple times and she says different things, and there's no... I mean, nobody else does. Hey, Brainiac. I didn't see you there. Mystic Quest for Final Glory. Ah, if only I'd have thought of it.
Just play the two games at the same time.
It'll be the
That
SMZ3.
reminds me of a weird post I saw of like a tool-assisted speedrun that plays through Super Mario World, but it uses the exact same input for every single level.
Oh, that's cool. I have not heard of that.
Can you link that?
Yes,
I don't know, I gotta
please.
find it.
Now, I've seen them do that
There's
before with
also-
like Mega Man games, but I have not heard of that one before.
The first
Yeah.
6 Mega Man games all played with the same input. It's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that with the Mario games too. Same set of inputs for all the NES Mario games.
Yes. Yeah. But never for every level. Like, wow.
I've seen some really good joke contributions on tests. But I haven't seen that.
That is so unique.
Can I get healing?
Here we go, I found it.
Probably wouldn't be that difficult, Voidlock.
Oh,
Oh, you need healing? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
General of the Discord.
Alright, thanks.
What'd you say there, David?
Oh, I found the link and posted it in general.
Nice.
Ah,
I'll take a look at that after we're done here. Which, it's already getting pretty late.
Yep.
I'm on my last potion, so maybe after we're done with this grind, we'll take a break.
Yeah, it'd be a good place. Because I'm hopefully at another level. Another level. It was not coming out.
We should be at, like, level up point. I mean, I'm about to cross 100,000 experience on this level.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are at that. Yeah. Oh, Brainiac got his first shot today too. All right.
And then came the shot!
I'm hearing that more and more.
Mine's not gonna come for a while. I live in Alabama, so everything's slow. And I'm on the bottom of the list.
Well, it's happening more and more. My wife was at the bottom of the list on those. I mean, there's like no health problems, no anything, and she got her first today. So it's happening.
It's just looking in the right places for it.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, that's true.
Don't rely on the government.
Hopefully this will be the only grind session we need before we really tackle the rest of Cleowen. Hopefully.
haven't seen those guys in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our last grind session made it seem like it was like 30% of the time or something.
Yeah, this is... That being said, again, I want to reiterate that my hopes for a speedrun of this are quickly dwindling on the original. No, I mean, on Medieval Lands, it really does go a lot faster because the server keeps up, the engine has been updated to go faster.
Yeah.
And there's random equipment also that drops, which is nice.
And like, this is a nice place to grind, but I do have to turn around repeatedly.
Yeah.
It would actually be much faster to be somewhere I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible the other spot we found might have worked better, even if it was fewer enemies per encounter.
Yes.
Just because no turning was needed there.
I mean, we're not trying to go as fast as possible, probably. We're just, this is a little bit more efficient.
Yeah. I figured it out that in Medieval Lands we'd probably average about 18,000 experience a minute at that place, which is pretty darn good. By the end of the game, we'd be looking at something like 80,000 experience every 30 seconds, I think I figured out. And because you're capped at level, you'd probably gain a level like every 15 minutes or something like that, even if you were a wizard.
And this is about 2,500 a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I only have 42 mana points left. I thought I had enough for a third.
No.
Did
That hurts.
I would say so.
Fine.
Alright, I'm done.
Nice. All right, let's see what kind of damage we did.
I have reached level 14. XP needed 94,000.
I
don't know. I'm only getting 1 point for all my attributes now.
still need 2,400 experience.
Okay, my agility and initiative are both maxed now.
Okay.
Defense will be next.
That is crazy. I did not level.
Oh no.
I only need 3 more fights and I would have done it, but it's like, oh, that took a while.
I think I just learned plus. Not gonna bother with it though.
I'll ding pretty quick next time we play, though. Actually, I can probably hit. Well, no, I don't have hail.
I've learned a spell called Death Darts.
Oh, yes. It costs.
Probably continue on.
Yeah, at level 12, I think it does 225 to everything and a chance to do 450. That's a better version of hail. It's going to be your go-to spell till the end of the game.
Do you happen to know what it costs to cast?
240.
Okay.
I have furtiveness.
Now you can spend a turn the next turn attack someone in the back row.
And I can hold a mirror.
Alright, make sure that you save your characters.
Oh, good advice. Good
I saved
advice.
my character.
I've learned Binding.
Heal minor wounds by using whatever items and herbs are at hand. It restores way less than it should and will only be useful by the end of level 4. Till the end of level 4.
Stamina thing.
Stamina's worth it. Stamina's a passive.
I haven't seen that.
It reduces, I think it increases your defense and your agility.
That sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, that one's worth it, because I think at level 12 it gives you +5 in both, I think. +4 or +5. And it's always on, and so, I mean, it's absolutely worth it. That's one of the ones that I would dump everything I had into to make sure it got to level 12. Stamina, athletics, and whatever weapon skill that you're going to use, whether it's martial arts or clubs or axes, fencing, whichever one. Those are ones that are definitely worth it. Detect is another great one. Lockpicking is just amazing. Some just age very, very well. Like, even at the end of the game, you're going to be using lockpicking.
Unless you guys are going to go into that chaos-only area, and you need lockpicking there.
No, it's only like 3 squares long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's definitely not, like, we only need to go in there for a piece of a chessboard. It's like a chess knight, and I think we get some experience for doing it also. So that might be something worth looking into for us. But the...
We've been to that general area.
Yeah, you definitely don't need it to beat the game either.
I've got in my inventory a fire bow and a sword of the flames. Any idea what those do?
Sword of the Flames was fireball, 300 damage. I don't know what the fireball does.
I think that's a max level fireball. I think that's level 12.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll keep them around.
I think the Sword of Flames is useful. And you can put it in your quest item bag, and it'll still show up in battle.
$183,000 gold. I lost all meaning.
Oh, you poor, poor soul. What are you at, Kara?
On money?
Money, yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
What about you, Crow? Now,
I'm at 157,000.
I have 236,000.
I'm the rich cleric king at 259.
I bought a bunch of sovereign skulls.
Yeah, in other words, you spent your money wisely. Yes. I mean, it casts level 12 sovereign control.
25,000 each.
I have an expensive drinking habit in this game.
Oh yeah, that's not going away either.
It's not worth it for me to get anything higher than a mana elixir, so that barely goes into my money.
Yeah, most. Well, I mean, it's not as if it matters too much either, because by the end of the game, you're gonna be fighting things that give you like 20,000 gold a battle. It's a little silly. Actually, I think
I've always wondered in RPGs where the unit of currency is gold pieces, are you actually lugging around and picking up from the enemy literally tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of pieces of gold every time? Maybe
they're just gold colored.
Well, that's why D&D put platinum pieces, but nobody uses them.
Oh man, I love that they have like the platinum bars in here, and they even drop from enemies, and then by like the end of the game, you're like, oh good, I'm not taking that. It's not like real estate in my inventory bag is better than like pretty much anything else that they throw at you. I mean, there's a couple really good items at the end of the game, but we're going to be struggling for better equipment for most of the game.
Yeah, especially when everything is not usable by my guild.
Yeah, you're actually gonna get some good ones. One of the best, I think, the best weapon in the game is Barbarian only.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the Barbarian axe, appropriately named.
Which is, of course, knight only.
Yes. I think the best armor is knight only. Any Infinity armor, I think the Warhammer of Doom is knight only, which is like the second best weapon in the game. The best helmet is knight only. The best shield is knight only. Yeah, there's a reason why they said the dwarf knight is broken.
Well, it's the best combination. So.
Yeah, you get the best equipment, the best stat distributions, the best everything, pretty much, and you get reasonable enough magic that you can do magic if you want to.
All right, I'm gonna head off now.
I think that's
That
a
was
game,
fun.
guys. This is
All
fun. I mean, it still is fun, even with the grinding. It's great conversation.
Oh yeah.
And I am done with Easter, so I will be able to stream again. As I said, expect something later on this week. That's the plan.
All right.
Go beat your Quest for Glory 1 record.
Yo, that'd be...
Seems possible.
Ah, jeez.
Just manipulate your DOS so that you can beat the frame rule.
That would be so bad. Oh, God.
Well,
Whenever...
if you knew where the system clock was and you knew how much time it would take to consistently get to the room, you could target it.
like at like the last moment, just jump up everything so that way you beat the frame rate and system clock. Oh my gosh.
It's like you wait for the system clock to be at a specific moment within the second and then start.
Yeah, that would... Oh. That's... Yeah, I'm not doing that. I can't... I was floored enough whenever that first one happened that I thought to myself, I mean, I never hit 102, so I'm like, I'm going to hit 102 multiple times before I hit 101, unless it's literally at that frame roll point now. So I mean, I've said this time and time again, but I mean, it's going to hit the point where sooner or later I'm just going to have to say, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But I really feel like it's there now. Like
It's probably there.
Yeah.
I can't see a way to make that any faster.
I mean, which is a shame because it's 1 second off a good even number.
It's not like they designed the game that way.
But man,
Yeah,
they should
exactly
have. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take care.
Thanks for the game tonight, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday at the latest. It sounds like.
All right, see y'all.
All right, take it easy, guys, and everybody on stream, take it easy. Had a nice casual stream again, but we should be back on before some Quest for Glory stuff later in the week. So, all right, team, take it easy.